Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm excited. The weekend is upon us, and there's all kinds of stuff going on this time of year. And we're excited because we've got a guest today going to be talking with a friend of the program, Michael Pocock. He's got the company BookByYou.com. We talked to him a while back, and I said, I want to talk to you again when we get closer to the holidays because I think this is a cool idea for a gift. You get a book where it's got the person's name throughout the book as one of the characters. I just think it's a cool idea. We're going to chat with him. Hopefully there's still time to get it between now and Christmas. Fun story here. Hazina the hippo is happy again, Heidi.
I didn't know Hazina the hippo
Hazina
was happy.
Mad. She got a new buddy, Haben the hippo, and she's been living alone at the Greater Vancouver Zoo in British Columbia after her companion died 2 years ago.
Aww.
Zookeepers said that they saw that she needed a friend, and when she got the friend, she saw him and greeted him in hippo fashion, lots of grunting, growling, and bubble blowing in water. That's exactly how we greet each other each day. All right, that's not quite how we do it, but pretty close. Coming up, we got some special things happening today. We'll tell you what in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Friday, which you got to love that. December the 11th. It's International Mountain Day today. Do you have a favorite mountain?
No.
No, nor do I. I don't know if anyone else does. Got a favorite mountain? Today's the day to celebrate it. It's also UNICEF birthday today, so happy birthday to UNICEF. Also, Lost and Found Day is today. The official Lost and Found Day. I wonder why today is that day.
I have no idea.
I wonder, it just doesn't make any sense, if this was the day they came up with that idea.
I don't know.
So
Can't answer that.
What is the weirdest thing you've ever lost? Have you ever lost anything weird?
No, I don't
You
think
lost your
so.
car once. You got in
I'm
somebody
not
else's.
Lost. Oh, I got in somebody else's
someone
car.
else's car.
But I didn't lose my car. My car was parked right next to
No,
it.
you lost your mind. That's what you lost. All right. Today is a special day. Get out there and celebrate on this Friday, the 11th day of December.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. A boy in England runs a foot race and wins despite having a broken leg during the race.
Oh.
Can you imagine that?
Those other kids must have sucked.
I love your perspective on things. No. A Nottingham, England schoolboy helped his team win a national orienteering race. What does orienteering mean? Despite having to run for 50 minutes with a broken leg.
I don't know.
15-year-old Peter Linus was taking part in the race when he slipped and broke his fibia. I'm not fibia. I'm not kidding. It's I was going to say I'm not
fibbing ya?
Fibbing ya. That's what Thank you for fixing my joke. It was his fibia, and I'm not fibbing ya. There we go. Anyway, the accident happened just 1 minute into the race. He carried on and ran another 3.7 miles.
Whoa!
Finished 12th in the event. After the race, and after some medical attention, Peter told a reporter, "My foot was in a funny position, so I just moved it back to where it was.
Oh, my gosh.
Before I fell, and then I carried on."
Oh.
So he broke his fibia. His foot was twisted sideways. He just twists it back normal and then keeps on running.
That's
So
disgusting.
for those of you who stub your toe and you're like, I'm out of work for a week. What happened? Well, I grazed my toe along the footboard of my bed, so I'm really not going to be able to make it in. This is just crazy. So have you ever broken a bone? I've never broken a bone.
I've never broken a
Our
bone.
daughter has broken,
She's broken both of
each
her
arm.
arms.
Broke her right arm and her left arm at different times. Our son has never broken a bone. So
No.
if you've broken a bone, I guess you can relate, but I can't. I can just tell you, I know it didn't seem to be anything that she thought felt good at the time. So this 15-year-old, Peter Linus, ran a race and actually got 12th place. He placed in the race with a broken leg.
That's crazy.
And you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. Good penmanship lands a man in jail. Well, it's not quite the penmanship, but here's what happened. Jerry Arnold of Thunder Bay, Ontario, pled guilty to forging a prescription for Paracot. Apparently, is that a drug, Paracot?
Oh, well,
must be.
Apparently.
The pharmacy staff...
I don't think it's a bed for your bird.
I don't think so. What is this? It's a parrot cot. Oh, I thought it was a Paracot. No. The pharmacy staff became suspicious because there was a large number of pills, but even more suspicious because they could read the handwriting.
Because the handwriting was so darn good.
It was too legible. That's really what gave him away. A judge sentenced him to 30 days in jail and joked that you could spend a little time practicing your scribbling while you're in there. So he filled out a prescription himself, and it was too legible.
Funny.
That was the tip-off. So they called her like, hey, is this for real? It's a lot of pills, and I can actually read this thing. So there you go. Why did doctors have such terrible handwriting?
I don't know. They're so
they're
busy. They don't have time to take their time.
See, I have the same excuse.
Yeah, you do.
I'm always just in such a rush. That's what the problem is. Coming up, we're going to head to Sweden for our moment of duh.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
In Sweden, a man fell asleep at a party and almost didn't wake up. His fun-loving friends squeezed an entire tube of quick-drying glue all over his face. His mouth and eyelids were glued shut. Only one nostril had been left free. He was taken to a hospital where staff had to snip open his eyes and clean out his airways.
Why did he do this?
He fell asleep at the party and they thought it would be funny.
Oh my gosh.
He later reported the attack to police and said, he's still in a whole lot of pain from it.
Well, yeah.
But, it was his friends. Now, if you have friends that do that kind of thing to you,
you don't need enemies.
Yeah, we talked just earlier in the week about somebody that accidentally gave a friend some super glue instead of eye drops. Now, these guys did this on purpose. He fell asleep.
Oh my gosh.
They put some quick drying glue, mixed it all up, and smeared it all over his face while he was sleeping. Glued his eyes shut,
oh my gosh.
his mouth shut, and one nostril shut. He
They're
had one
lucky
nostril
that
left.
They didn't glue the other nostril shut, too.
Exactly.
He would have suffocated.
He
and then they would have gotten
would've.
murder.
Well, that's crazy. So don't do that, kids. If you think that kind of thing is funny, you're wrong. It's not. Don't do that. Coming up, we've got your scoop of the day.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. Scientists from the University of Edinburgh and the University of Dundee, they work together. They're trying to take some of the mess out of eating ice cream cones by developing a new ice cream that melts slower.
Okay.
Have we solved all of the world's real problems yet?
Exactly.
Are you serious? That's the top of your list? If I had kids going to those universities, if that was where my children were going to school and I saw this is where their priorities were, I would say, you're going somewhere else. I don't want that joke of a diploma hanging on my kid's wall. So apparently they've got everything else solved because they're trying to slow down the melting ice cream.
I'm not a huge ice cream fan.
I love ice cream. And even if it's melted, I still love ice cream. All right. Law enforcement officials say a passenger arriving at New York Kennedy Airport had 11 pounds of liquid cocaine packed in oil and vinegar bottles.
Ew.
Yeah, 11 pounds. I didn't even know there was such a thing as liquid cocaine. I'm not into that kind of stuff. A flight out of Dallas was delayed last week after a queen bee flew into the wing of the plane, and the queens swarm around the thousands of bees. They all followed her. A beekeeper had to be called in to clear them out, and the flight took off an hour later. Because if they would have started the engine, it could have caused all kinds of problems. There were thousands of bees in the engine at the time.
Wow.
Turns out that we all hate the government. According to USA Today, their bipartisan policy center poll says Americans, by more than 2-1, say the best way to make positive changes in society is through volunteer organizations and charities, not by being active in government.
I agree with that completely.
Those younger than 30 are particularly put off by politics. They say they are significantly less likely than their parents to say participating in politics is important in their lives. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That I disagree with. They should pay attention and participate.
That's why we got in this situation.
Exactly.
Folks.
People don't understand what's going on. And
if you don't know what's happening, you
Yeah,
get way down the wrong road.
First of all, if you don't know what's happening, please don't vote.
Yeah, well,
please
get
don't
informed.
vote. If you're not informed, don't vote until you've gotten informed.
Yeah, be informed before you go into those things. That's really important. All right, moving on. More turkey, less white bread, and mashed potatoes. Just in time for holiday feasting, a large study found that diets higher in protein like turkey and lower in carbs like stuffing and bread can help overweight adults manage to drop some weight and keep it off.
They needed this study.
Yeah, they had to do
Haven't
this.
we known this for years?
Oh, come on, Heidi. They're saying, come on, have more good stuff and less bad stuff.
Yeah.
Give me my $1 billion grant now for this study. Do the good stuff and not the bad stuff, according to my study. All right, a new study found that mosquitoes prefer to feast on beer drinkers more than non-beer drinkers. That explains some things.
That does?
Because when we go,
you never get bit.
I get maybe one mosquito bite a year.
I get
Hardly
bit.
ever. Yeah, they attack you like it's an all-you-can-eat feast. Apparently, it has something to do with this. All right, Facebook makes us feel fat, Heidi. Research from the Center of Eating Disorders discovered that Facebook users are more self-conscious because they constantly see pictures of themselves. 32% said they felt, quote, sad when comparing Facebook photos of themselves to their friends' photos. The survey also discovered that Facebook is making us feel like we should be camera ready at all times. Half of us say we're nervous at social events because photos are going to be taken, and we know they're going to get stuck on Facebook. 43% avoid photos where we don't feel like we look our best. I would agree that I don't look good in any photo on Facebook, but I will also say this. I'm not losing any sleep over it.
I'm not either.
I'm not too worried.
I don't look good in anything
If you're going
anymore,
to dislike
but
me
I really
because
don't care.
I don't look so hot in my Facebook photo, you got to understand, I have a job in radio for a reason, folks. I mean, if I was going to try,
We'd be on TV.
My appearance, we'd be working on television or something. I'm just saying. All right. And if you want to see just how awesome and photogenic we are, you can check us out. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. You look good in every photo. I look like a dork
not anymore.
in every photo. All right. Moving along with our strange law. Did you know in Australia, taxi cabs, for some reason, are required to carry a bale of hay in the trunk?
I did not know that.
I did not either. I don't know why that is, but it is a strange law. And this has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. We got a special guest joining us on the line right now, and this is a guy that's got a really cool concept for a gift that you could give somebody. If you've got a reader on your Christmas list, you definitely need to listen up because he's got some really neat ideas. We've got Michael Pocock with Book by You. Mike, how you doing, sir?
Great. Thanks for having me on your show, John.
Well, we're super excited to chat with you again. We talked one time, I think earlier in the year, but I'm really glad to chat with you again because this is the perfect time of year to be visiting with somebody like you with a cool concept like you have, because everybody knows somebody that's a reader, and if they're going, man, I just don't know what to get them, the way that you guys do this, I could actually get somebody a book. It's a personalized novel for adults, teens, and kids, and you can read through this, and when they're reading the story, their name is in the book. That is really a cool idea.
Yeah, thank you. And we there's roughly 30 different features and 3 or 4 different characters that we put in the book. So it's not only you, but your friends, family, all that good stuff.
What was the first book that you did this with? If you think back, because you've been doing this like 18 years now, what was the first one that you guys were able to do this with?
It was Love's Next Door, and a romance novel, and actually very lucky because it was a huge success for us and put us on the map, and it became a business after that.
And since then, you've added a lot of titles, and I'm kind of scrolling through here and looking. There's some detective kind of stories and mysteries, and there's things for youngsters if you've got kids that are into the whole vampire type of books. There's one called First Bite I see in here. What have been the most popular books so far in 2015?
2015, we have Z-Love, which is a zombie romance, if you can imagine.
Because when I think of romance, the first thing that comes to mind is snuggling up with a zombie, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But those are flying off our virtual shelves. I mean, along with vampires are still very, very popular. We just launched Anne of Green Gables. So I should back up and explain that we've gone from launching a romance novel 18 years ago to now having 4 different divisions. We have kids books, kids book division, a teen division, classic division, romance, I'm missing one there, but in a mystery division. And so it really is, it's something for everyone. And our mystery books sell very, very well along with our classics. Pride and Prejudice is one of our top sellers out of our classic division as well. So. And
you've got, I see on here, personalized Agatha Christie detective novels, children's novels. Yeah. Now, what is the process like when you do this? If you're going to add a title, is that a pretty difficult thing to do, to get an author to let you do that?
Well, a lot of the classics, as an example, are public domain. So those are open and free to personalize. But our other novels that we write ourselves, it takes approximately a year. So, we either write it ourselves or hire a writer and give them the topic to write about. As an example, Z-Love, a zombie romance, and have them write it. So it takes about a year to write it and edit, and we do our best to make sure it's really a great novel. Like when people close it, and they've read the last chapter, we want them to go, oh boy, I hope there's a sequel, or
nice.
That was a great book. As opposed to just a gag gift. I mean, we really work to make sure it's a great novel.
So, how did you get in this line of work, Mike? This is an interesting thing to do. What did you do before this?
Well, I was in marketing for a high-tech company, and what I did was I wrote the business plans for this is before the internet, but it was an interactive television product. And I really enjoyed that. I thought I was pretty good at it. And the company was taken over. All the senior management were tossed. And I had to figure out what to do with the rest of my life. And I came up with this wacky concept on a beach in California. And I was looking at the mountains, and it was beautiful out, just like out of a romance novel.
Mm.
And that's sort of how the idea started. And I actually wrote the first book, Love's Next Door. So that was labor of love. And when I started this business, everyone thought I was kooky. But we've now sold, what is it? It's way over 100,000 books. And,
wow.
We've been featured on The View and CBS Early Morning, CNN, too many names to list. So it's been quite a run.
It has been, and it's been really neat to watch. Just since you and I talked last time, I've seen you guys pop up in some places, and I'm like, hey, I talked to that guy. So again, it's called Book by You, and it's I like the tagline underneath, says "Live the Fantasy." So it's a way to kind of take the person that you're thinking of, I want to get a book for somebody, I want to get them this gift. It's a way for their name and some of their friends' names to all be incorporated into the story. So when they're reading it, it really is more than just a book. It's actually it's a really thoughtful gift, and it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, John.
The website is bookbyu.com. Is that where we go to start this process? You just go right in and start shopping, or what is the process like?
Yeah, good point. So we have, I should mention, we have over 60 books to select from, and one of the problems is figuring out which book to purchase for someone. And so each of our novels, we have a preview, a personalized preview, so you can put in the person's name and hair color, a couple of other features, and we show you a number of excerpts from the book. So that's generally where people start if they don't know the exact book. And and then from there you fill out a questionnaire with roughly 30 different questions, and hit submit. And we accept all sorts of different types of payments, and from there we do the rest. We print either a paperback, hardcover, or ebook. So we now have ebooks, which I'm not sure we had that when last time we talked. And we print every day, so it's your book arrives soon.
So if I wanted to, I know we're sneaking right up on Christmas with it being the 11th already, but if I wanted to do this, could I still have this shipped to my loved one by Christmas time?
Yes, absolutely. And as I mentioned, we print every day, and the cutoff for Christmas is Tuesday the 22nd.
Oh, wow. So that's for those last-minute folks like me.
Me too. And the beauty is, now with ebooks, literally people could be ordering the day of.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of that. If you think of anniversaries and those kind of things that people tend to, we hope we don't forget, but some people do. So ebooks are also an option for last-minute shoppers.
Well, very, very cool. Mike, thank you again for taking some time to chat with us about this really cool concept, BookByYou.com. That is the website. Again, Mike, thanks for doing what you do. This is such a cool idea, and I know you're going to help some people get some gifts they absolutely love for Christmas this year.
Oh, terrific. Thanks, John.
And again, the website, BookByYou.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that?
According to a new study, 11:17 a.m. is the time of day at which most people are miserable. That's something to look forward to every day. I'm going to set a calendar reminder on my phone. Beep, beep.
Time be miserable.
Yeah. Why 11:17 a.m.?
I don't know.
I wonder where they did this survey. It was probably around a bunch of cynical people that just made up a number. They're like, yeah, let's go with 11:17.
Huh.
Everybody say 11:17. I mean, who would have come up with that time?
Yeah, I have no idea.
11:15, 11:20, I can see that. This just sounds so made up, it can't be true. All right, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that?
An old Japanese superstition states that if you lay down after a meal, you will become a cow.
Well, that's somewhat true.
Moo? I can tell you, there was a time we were at a fast food place. We were traveling. I was so tired because I was driving. And you were so embarrassed because after I got done eating, I eat really fast. I sat in the booth next to us, and then I laid down. You're like, you are so embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. You fall asleep everywhere, though. It's
like
so
you're falling asleep
embarrassing.
in a restaurant. Can we go? I'm like, yeah, I guess we can go. So maybe I am becoming a cow because I did that. Coming up, we've got number one cause of holiday stress. We'll tell you what that is on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
Heidi, what would you say is the number one cause of holiday stress?
Finances.
Yes, the lack of money. That is what it is. That's the word from the 5th Annual Holiday Stress Survey conducted by
But that's the number
Franklin
one
Covey.
cause of everyday stress.
I think maybe that is.
Yeah.
Anyway, Franklin Covey products, they have revealed their surprising insight on factors that increase stress during the holidays. Despite the current economic climate, 61% of respondents believe they spend too much during the holidays. Even though they don't have the dough, they're still spending too much. Mm-hmm. Last year, when asked what is the most stressful thing about gift giving, respondents said selecting the right gift. This year, when they asked the same question, respondents' top concern is that the number of people on their list is more than they can afford to buy for. So from selecting the right gift last year to, I just know too many people. Another thing on here, when asked, compared to last year, what changes would you make this year to your holiday spending? 53% said they plan on spending less. Comparing prices and shopping for sales, that's going to be another one by 51% of the people.
Yeah, we spent less.
Yeah, with more than half of the survey respondents taking time at least once a week to put a to-do list together. They're saying they're putting more planning into it, and it says they're dealing with their stress with meditation, exercise, came in at a close second. So do you meditate or do any exercises while you're shopping, Heidi? I would like to see that. People sitting in their carts. Home. What you doing? Hey, I'm just working on de-stressing here. Here's the thing. You're not going to find me hanging out in those places. I just steer clear of all of that. And I'm not saying you should. Everybody else, if you like doing that, do it. But I'm not a fan of that. So when I do go shopping, I walk in, I get what I came for, and then I leave. And I'll see you again in about a year.
I am very happy spending an hour, 2 hours in one store, and I could walk out buying nothing.
You've done that.
I have.
I remember sitting in the car so long I fell asleep, which only takes 5 minutes. But you came back out, I had drool all over the seat and everything, and I was like, where are the bags? No, I didn't get anything. What? You were in there forever. I'm like, yeah, a couple hours. All right, well, let's go to another store that you can go. I want to sleep in their parking lot for a while. All right, coming up, we got some true stories here. Hugs are healthy. True story. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Did you know that hugs are good for you, Heidi?
Yes.
Hugs are healthy. And here are a 6 hug a day idea to get more hugs from your kids. This is from iMom. Again, I don't know who that is. Do you?
No.
We heard about iMom and iDad.
We talked about it the other day.
Are.
Yeah.
Somebody probably knows. I don't know any of this stuff.
Anyways.
Bear hug them till it hurts. Here's one idea. I don't think you should do that. Maybe just bear hug them till they bear hug back or wiggle out, but I don't do it till it hurts. Number 2, a surprise hug. Don't let them see it coming. Sneak up and hug them. Number 3, a hurricane hug. Hug and spin in circles. That sounds dangerous. Do that while they're brushing their teeth. No, don't do that. Number 4, make it better hug. A gentle hug while they're hurting. I like those. That's good.
I like those.
Family hug. Everybody all together. And then number 6, pickle in the middle. The perfect hug for a reluctant teen who tries to get away. What does pickle in the middle mean?
I've
got an idea, but I don't think that's...
I'm not going to go into that.
Let's move on. iMom, you guys are nuts. There's some healthy hug ideas from iMom.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
We have our Christmas tree up already. Our Christmas tree is
already? Like, Christmas is in days.
But I'm saying we put ours up early every year, and we don't have a real one. But the biggest downside to having a real Christmas tree is...
you have to water it.
Well, no. Pine needles on the floor. That's what it is. So if you put one up, I suppose you got to water it. But you do that like once, and then it's good, isn't it?
No. You have to keep it. Yeah, you have to keep it wet. Otherwise, the thing will start on fire.
I don't know. Never had one. Pine needles on the floor is the big problem most people complain about. But that may be a thing of the past. If you don't like doing that, you might have to wait till next year. But Washington State University plant pathologists are working on a Christmas tree that will not dry up, and it will not shed needles after sitting in your living room for 4 or 5 weeks. Researchers found that some clones of the Nordman fir have better water retention after harvest than the original fir. Seeds from these superior trees in Denmark were harvested and imported for Pacific Northwest growers, and they're going to make a difference in the crop of real Christmas trees in the coming years. So they're saying, hey, if you don't want those needles falling out, don't worry. We got it covered. Just got to wait 4 or 5 years. So is that? Oh, no,
so this is what they were working on after they worked on the whole ice cream melting.
Yeah. So earlier in the program, some scientists are trying to find ways to make ice cream melt slower. These guys are fixing Christmas trees. Again, apparently all of the
no issues in the world,
terrible diseases and everything
Nothing
else are covered
to worry about.
They're busy working on this stuff. All right, coming up, we got some good news and some fun stuff all on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a really interesting story here. It's actually from Germany. This holiday commercial that's floating around the internet. You said you already had seen it before I just showed you?
Yes, I love it.
It's a German supermarket chain, and it's getting a lot of attention online. The ad features a lonely father who every year at Christmas he reaches out to his family, and every year they say, well, maybe we'll make it next year.
We're too busy.
Yeah, we got stuff going on. Sorry, Dad, can't make it. And it shows him sitting home alone.
Year after year.
And then finally they get message that your father passed away. And you really should make it home for the funeral. And everybody was there for the funeral. When they got there, they come walking in his house, and the table is set.
Yep.
And the candles are going. And they're like, what in the world? And then Dad walks around the corner.
Yeah.
And says, how else could I get you all here?
Yeah.
And my voice is cracking
right now.
I'm
going to cry.
I just think that's really cool.
It is cool. The poor guy
might be a bit extreme.
Poor guy shouldn't have to fake his death to get his family to come and see him. But it's an important... It's an important message,
because think about this. How many people have you lost that you wish, boy, if I could just have one more day with them?
Yeah.
If I could just be there one more time. If I could just have, one more Christmas with them. You know what? You can. This one. People that are still with us, don't say, well, I'll do it next year. Do it this year. Don't wait. I'm telling you, there are people that I've lost in my life that I wish that I could say, if I had one opportunity to talk to them one more time, that would be so wonderful. So don't wait. Say it today. If you've got somebody that you need to call and say, I love you, call and say it. Do it today. Don't even wait till Christmas. Do it now. It's important stuff. Really is. I'm going to throw a link to that video on our Facebook page. It's just such a neat thing. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. We're going to try to cheer things up with some good news coming your way on the way here in a bit. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
I always try to find something positive to end this program with, Heidi. And today we're going to be talking about a company that's got kind of a neat idea. It says a Christmas giving suggestion to help your children focus on giving during the holidays from Shonda Pierce. Have you ever heard of Shonda Pierce?
I have not.
Well, I'm going to show you here. This is Shonda Pierce has this really interesting idea on ways you can help. Now, what they're saying is, I'm going to click back on the right thing here. Sorry about that. What they're saying is, give your child a stuffed animal to represent a real animal that you bought for a needy child in a village overseas. They say, this is what I've done for my kids.
Like a goat or something?
Yeah. And they say it's a great way to teach them to think of others. So you can actually, through different ministries and different organizations, buy a goat for a village or buy a cow for a village or whatever, buy a chicken. And they're saying then get a stuffed animal. So every time they see that, they think of that. There are other things you can do if you want to.
You know how much that would cost?
It's not as much as you'd expect
to buy a goat.
Exactly, it really isn't. If you want to do this closer to home, you certainly can as well. One of the things that you could do is say, you know what, I am going to give to my local humane society. You could do that and then give a stuffed, puppy dog or stuffed kitty cat if you're giving to a shelter like that.
That's a good idea. That one I like.
Or there are things like the boxer rescue or the pit rescue, and you get a stuffed boxer or a stuffed pit, one of those kind of things. So if there's an organization that means something to you, this would be a way to say, hey, we're going to do something good for this organization, but then you're going to give them something so they know that, you know what, this is just a representation of something really good that we did together. I just thought that was a really neat idea.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, theirs is about helping villages overseas. But you know me. I'm always saying make a difference close to home. Do something in your own community. I'm not saying that others don't need the help, but I'm saying, hey, there are people right around here that need some help.
Right.
So do what you can to help. And I thought that was a really, really neat idea. So there you go. Some positive news for you. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks again for joining us on a Friday edition of the John and Heidi Show. Have a good weekend.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Time now for the bonus break, brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can learn more about them on their website. But first, let me tell you this. I'm a user. I like those darn things. Heidi, you use them all the time, don't you?
What are we talking about? The razors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
I didn't know what you were talking about. I didn't know what you were talking about.
You even paying attention over there?
Not really. I was looking at my Brian Regan pictures.
I noticed that. You're dazed and confused over there like, ooh, look at that good-looking, handsome stud. So, of course, I have to wing it to you. No, you use the razors. What do you shave with that?
All sorts of things.
No, you shave your legs, right? Because I notice every once in a while.
My legs, my pits, my bikini line.
And then I have to take, if I try to shave my face after that, it's like digging in my face with a giant rake. I don't know what you guys do down when you're shaving. You must have indestructible hair. But the good news is I get a bunch of different razor blades each month. I get 4 new ones every month. So I swap it out and I shave my face with it. It's silky smooth and absolutely awesome. The ones I get are $9 a month, and it's a really good deal. You can get them as low as $3 a month if you want to get the economy ones at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. They'll deliver them right to you, again, for as little as $3 a month. dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Couple of fun stories here. First of all, this is kind of a freaky story. I'm not sure what happened here,
okay.
But a 5-year-old Australian boy got a special surprise in his cereal box. It wasn't a toy. It was a snake.
Oh.
Yeah, 24-inch snake, to be exact. That's 2 feet. Jordan Willett discovered the live snake inside a box of Golden Puffs. His mom said initially they thought it was a prize until they realized it was alive.
Oh.
After the run-in with the snake, she said neither the child or her can eat anything for days. They've been freaked out about it. I would not be exactly, calm about that either. That would be pretty creepy. Wouldn't it be? To open up a box and, oh, hey, look, a toy snake.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's not a toy. How would that have gotten in there?
I have no idea.
Ricky Keys did something a lot of us have probably wanted to do, but this one actually got him in a little bit of trouble. He gets to go to prison for a while. Manager of an apartment building in Memphis was sentenced to a year in jail for shooting an alarm clock. It wasn't his alarm clock.
Oh.
It was a tenant's alarm clock that just kept going off and going off and going off. This guy took his .22 caliber revolver and went in and shot it.
It's just a .22. Yeah. Might as well have been a BB gun.
Well, the tenant, Don Ward, told police that Keys, that's the guy's name, used his own key to enter the apartment and that he shot the alarm clock after he complained it was disturbing him. After it had been shot, the General Electric clock kept ticking and buzzing, prompting Keys to come back. He then took a second shot at it. State prosecutor Greg Gulley says the bullets ruined the clock's snooze button. Timex might say they take a licking and keep on ticking, but General Electric should start saying we can take a bullet and keep on ticking because they took 2 shots.
I can remember a night that you would have liked to have done that. Remember in Vegas?
Oh,
we had
I got
that
such
hotel
a headache.
Yeah, you were sick. You were throwing up.
Well,
you got such a bad headache that you were vomiting.
It was terrible. And there was an alarm clock in the room right next to us.
And
that
it
was
would
just
not
going,
stop. Yeah, and we tried to call the front desk, and they didn't ever go up and turn it off.
It stayed on all night long. It was terrible.
It was
and it was the room. Nobody was in the room next to us. So I was like, could I just kick the door down? You think if and it had an adjoining door to our room.
Yeah.
It was the room right next to us. I'm like, if I just kick that door down, we could say it was like that.
If I would have had my .22 with me, you probably would have taken a shot.
Oh, it was terrible. I said, my biggest fear would be if you got in there, it was like a dead body or something. Because why would the thing be chirping like that? Anyway, moving right along. And I digress. Police in Annapolis, Maryland are looking for a few ugly women. Yeah, the band of thieves are very unattractive and probably most likely male, dressed as females, according to police detectives. They said these people are wearing tight skirts and high heels, and their terrible looks is causing a distraction that allows the accomplices to steal money and credit cards and checks from stores. So these guys come in looking silly, and everybody's watching them, and nobody's watching the till, and their friends are basically cleaning out the place. The detective adds it's a good ploy by the crime boss. He knows that the gang probably won't be bragging about their scheme to friends because they're not looking too hot. So there you go.
Huh.
Police in the German town of Herney say they caught a 33-year-old man stealing bathrobes and bikinis from the public swimming pool this summer.
Oh.
After he admitted to stealing 4 robes and 14 bikini bottoms, the Herney pool is where he was stealing them, police said, let's go to your place and see what else you have there.
What did he
They
have?
got a warrant to find 600 additional robes.
Whoa.
The man, who was not named, escaped jail after promising to donate his haul to charity, and he promised he would find a new hobby. So there you go.
That's one heck of a fetish, isn't it?
Yeah, stealing robes and bikini bottoms. Here's my question. What in the world are these bikini bottoms doing?
Well, like if they go into the
showers
and take their...
Maybe that's what's going on. I have no idea. He's stealing them from the swimming pool there. And
who takes a robe to the pool?
I don't know. 600 people at least.
Maybe they're like swimming pool property, like, like at hotels.
Yeah, that very, very well could be. No, because I think if it were that, they would get them back to the pool because they're being donated to charity, so they don't know who the owners are. Had to be. Anyway, from St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin, comes our final story for today. It's the story of James Chavez. He shoplifted a toy car and some medication and a couple of batteries and a pellet pistol and a flip phone from his local Walmart. He was caught very quickly and charged with a misdemeanor. He must have wanted this stuff badly, though, because 2 days later he broke into the police station property room and stole the same items again, leaving behind expensive things sitting right next to it, like a computer and an assault rifle. Now he's charged with breaking into a police station, which is a felony, to go with his misdemeanor. So there you go. He really, really wanted that stuff.
He should have just gone back to Walmart again.
Well, he shouldn't have done that either, but he certainly shouldn't have breaking into a police station to steal your stuff.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
That's a bad idea. All right. That's going to do it for the bonus break, brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Proud supporter of the bonus break. Okay, maybe not. They don't even know they're supporting this bonus break. Go check it out. DollarShaveClub.com/radio.